sun. Changing my setup a little bit because the sun is coming in through the window and doing the stripy thing on my face. So, but I wanted to try this tea, which I'm getting all over, which is not good because I really am excited about this tea. So this is Sagittarius, which means we're moving out of Scorpio season, which is good because all of my family is Scorpios except for me and my husband. My parents are both Scorpios. My son is a Scorpio. So it's usually a pretty intense month, emotionally, but also just time-wise because everybody's birthday is this month. So here's what Sagittarius looks like. You can't really see. There's some little like brownish red pieces. There, you can see them a little bit. But then it's mostly looks like black tea. I'm going to put that in my teapot. Let that steep. So I have a little quiet window. So Sagittarius, I need to brew for 3 to 5 minutes. I will probably brew more on the 5-minute side. This has black tea, raspberries, safflower, natural cream flavor, natural vanilla flavor, natural bergamot flavor, natural raspberry flavor, and it's high caffeine. I could definitely smell the bergamot and the raspberries. I'm really excited about this one. I like raspberries in my tea. I love bergamot, so it seems like almost a raspberry Earl Grey, which sounds lovely to me. It is a very tea heavy day, which has been lovely. So I've decided for myself that I'm doing Chai Day Fridays. Today is a Friday, even though that's not the day for Sagittarius, but I'm getting a jump on this coming week so that I can keep up with the schedule. And I have some chai that I need to drink down. Hold on. Sorry, the recording fairies are not with me today. So first with the stripedy sun, and then of course my heat kicks in and it will not turn off. So it is time. It is 5 minutes after steeping. So I'll pour that and let it cool a little bit. A very pretty color. Real burnt caramel there. Maybe even, what's one step up from burnt caramel? Let's see. So I was saying today is Chai Day Friday. Because I have a chai I need to drink down. And I'm not doing it. Yeah, this is a teak, actually. So, one of the first times I've had a legit teak, because it's a very dark brown. I like that. So, I had a peach matcha, which is new. It's my first unsweetened matcha. And I had clumps in it because I don't have a whisk. So I may have to really figure out how to do matcha correctly. And I've had Zelda, which is the actual tea from the community for today, because I had left some of that. And what else do I have today? I've had lots of tea. I made my maple oolong, which is not my favorite, but I want to drink it down. I don't dislike it. It just doesn't have very much maple flavor. It just smells mapley to me. But it's a nice oolong, and I'll brew it probably twice today. And is there anything else? I had a citrus mint green, which I was sipping down. It's also fine, but it's not my favorite. So I've had a few that I love. I loved Zelda, and I'm excited about Sagittarius. Smells kind of light. It smells bergamot-y. I sometimes think bergamot smells a little bit like rooibos, which is not my favorite. But it doesn't taste like rooibos. It tastes like a nice black tea. It tastes like a nice black tea and not much else. Maybe a little bit of raspberry. A little bit of bergamot. kind of at the end. But it mostly just tastes like a good, robust black tea. Yeah, I get a little bit of bergamot. I get a little bit of raspberry. Not very fruit forward at all. Not too citrusy. I like this. But again, if I'm getting a tea that is advertising that it's got bergamot and raspberry pieces and raspberry leaves and all of this, I want it to taste more like that. If I want a really nice black tea, I'll get a nice black tea. So I'm finding this with some of these black teas from Adagio, where the scent is much more of what these other flavors are than in the taste. I really like this. It's very, very nice. Mostly because I really like the black tea taste. It's a really robust black tea. I wish it said what kind of black tea it is, if it's like an Assam or a Ceylon or whatever. You know, I may also like, it's got some cream flavor in it. So I might like that too. I don't know that I can necessarily pick it out, but there's something that elevates this a little bit beyond just like a Twinings black tea. But again, it's not screaming raspberry and bergamot to me. I think it does. It tastes like a very subtly Earl Grey black tea. I am very happy to drink this. I'm very happy that I'll have another cup of this. I'm glad I did not use the whole packet. I have enough for another cup, another small pot, and I'm happy about that because it's on the verge of bitter because I steeped it for 5 minutes, and next time I might try steeping it for 3, and maybe I'll get more of the raspberry flavor if I steep it for 3. So we'll give that a shot. But again, a very lovely tea. And now I'm going to go climb. I'm sure we'll be back with you. My plan is to do lots of recording this weekend, but we're cleaning my son's room. Seriously, cleaning my son's room. He had a little infestation of moths. We don't know where they came in from. We can't find anything that has like maggots anywhere. So we can't clearly pinpoint. I think it may have come in with some craft supplies, but we want to make sure that there's not going to be more of them. So we're doing a deep, thorough cleaning of a 12-year-old's room. So for those of you who are parents, you can understand. I spent an hour putting Legos in bags yesterday. So this is going to be a process over the weekend. But we will do that. We will get it done. And we will have lots of tea to power us through. I was listening to a podcast yesterday. I was listening to the Chai This at Home podcast, which is very cute if you're looking for something tea related. And they were saying that they were drinking a black tea to clean the house. Like that was like, I don't know if it was supposed to power them through or like their treat, because they had to clean the house. I like the treat idea. Like, okay, if I've got to clean my son's room, I at least get a fancy tea. So I'm hoping to do that and record. I'm almost hoping to get through the communities for the rest of November. And then I'm thinking, I didn't do an advent calendar, a tea advent calendar this year. So I did do community for another month because it's a lot cheaper. Advent calendars are like $50 plus. The community's $19 for the month. And I ordered 2 communities at one time. I did November and December. So that with a couple of teas got me free shipping. And I am going to probably put out a video a day during Advent. We'll see. We'll see if I get to it. It shouldn't be much harder than me combining the 3. I'm still recording 3 different tastings. So you will see, and let me know if you think that's a good idea or a terrible idea. Okay, bye. Hi. So it is time for the decaf in this group. This is a fandom blend, and it's called Anteros. Don't actually know what that's from, but I'm going to. It looks like a rooibos. What's in here? Rooibos, honeybush, natural vanilla flavor, natural caramel flavor, cinnamon chips. Yeah, you can see some of the cinnamon in there. You can see the rooibos. I'm not super duper excited because I don't love rooibos, but I am happy to have a little bit of decaf. I have had a lot of caffeine today, and I may even have a little bit more. But I also just had a glass of wine, so not very much, but it's the evening here. It's a Friday night. We got through doing some cleaning we need to do. It's been a long week. I don't know, my mood has been very off this week. So I had a spell of vertigo earlier in the week, and it's just stupid stuff has been stressing me out. So when it's stupid stuff, I figure there's something just kind of off physically for me. So I'm not sure what that's been, but I will be happy to have the weekend and just chill a little bit and drink a lot of tea. That's my plan. Today and tomorrow, my plan is to actually, over the weekend, drink all of the community teas through the end of the month so that I'm all set for the Thanksgiving break, because I'll be out of town for most. I'll be out of town Thanksgiving, and then the next couple of days we're going to go to Williamsburg in Virginia and have my parents there and my family there, and that should be fun. So I'm looking forward to that. But it means I will bring some teas with me, and I will bring a teapot with me, but I'm not going to have access probably to my video equipment. Although maybe I will. Maybe I used to enjoy really doing the hotel tour videos, but I'll have my whole family with me, so it's a little bit more difficult to do that. But if I get a free moment, maybe I'll do a little hotel. Usually I would turn them into personal assistant videos. And don't worry if you like my roleplay ASMRs, those aren't over. These are just extra bonuses that you get. You will still get the roleplays. I love doing those, but they're a lot more time consuming to think about what I want to do. I don't like doing the same thing over and over again. Like, I really could probably sit down and do a massage video once a month or even once a week, but it would be so boring for me, unfortunately. It would be great if I felt interested enough to just do a massage video once a week, because I know people would like it, but I just can't get passionate about that, unfortunately. So I'm sorry. But this I'm really passionate about right now, and I hope some of you who are watching enjoy kind of the ramble, get to know me. I've never really done that in my videos. I've usually done role plays, so it wasn't appropriate other than like kind of pretending to talk with someone about our day, and sometimes that was accurate, what I was saying, what was going on for me. But it's never been really appropriate to actually talk about what's going on for me lately. And so it's really nice to be able to do that here. My family is downstairs watching a Mystery Science Theater, actually watching A Touch of Satan. We watched half of A Touch of Satan, I think, earlier in the week. I can't remember when we watched it, maybe Sunday last week. And so we're finishing it up because we spent a lot of today cleaning And so we only have a little bit of time before my son goes to bed. And we're finishing up A Touch of Satan. And I snuck off because I'm a little sick of A Touch of Satan. And I thought I would finish up this tea with you. So I think this has steeped enough to at least try it. And then I will let it keep steeping a little bit more. So probably at this point, if you've been watching these videos, you know I am not overly excited about rooibos. Honeybush I like a little bit better. This is a very light, kind of toasty color, maybe even closer to a pine. My guess is as it sits a little bit longer, it will turn a bit darker. Rooibos and vanilla. So there's another real strong scent in here though. Oh, it's the caramel. So I can really smell the caramel flavor. I mostly smell rooibos in the cup. And I do enjoy, like, I will say that even if I am a bit negative about the tea, I do love the smell of the tea leaves, even if that doesn't always translate. So again, I've done a video of maple oolong, which is not my favorite tea in the world, but the maple scent, not only of the leaves, but also of the brewed tea is fabulous, even though I can't taste a whole lot of maple. But one caveat, so today I made some maple oolong and I let it sit until it got kind of cool. And once it was cool, it tasted much more mapley. So I think there are some that if I played around with them and made them like a cold brew or an iced tea, I might get a lot more of the flavor. So now I'm getting a little bit more caramel because this is steeped a little bit longer. I'm also getting more honeybush. This is actually really nice. So again, I would prefer, you know, I don't know. I actually really like this. Could be the wine talking, but it's really hydrating. It'll be nice to drink after a glass of wine, so I won't, not that I'm drinking much wine, I'm drinking one glass of wine. And it's 7 o'clock at night and I will be totally sober by the time I go to bed. Not that, and I'm actually totally sober right now. 5 ounces of wine over, I've been sipping on it for about an hour. But this will be a nice, hydrating, like, get me ready for bed kind of tea. Yeah, I'm actually, for a rooibos, again, I'm glad it has the honeybush in it. I like honeybush better than rooibos, but the sweetness of the rooibos combined with the honeybush makes it a little bit more robust. I am getting a little bit of the caramel now. I am getting the vanilla. Probably not enough to buy it because it does have the rooibos and it's not quite as robust a decaf as I would like, but I'm happy to drink this. This is nice for the evening. So I'm going to enjoy this and I will be back with you soon. Hello. I just got back from climbing and then actually got back from climbing, did a little bit of meditation, and now I am going to have another cup of tea before my son gets home. This is another caffeinated tea. I'm probably going to be a little over caffeinated today, but that's okay. This is pumpkin spice. And this is what pumpkin spice looks like. And I'm going to put that in my pot. So this only needs 3 minutes. So I'm going to try and pay very close attention to that so I don't oversteep and lose all of the pumpkin flavors. So this has black tea, cinnamon, ginger, cloves, natural pumpkin spice flavor, cardamom, marigold flavor. And it's high caffeine. And I would love to have a pumpkin spice that I really enjoyed. Pumpkin spice often is too gingery for me, so I'm not super keen, but this one sounds nice. I am looking forward to some yummy tea fun tonight because, again, like I mentioned, we're cleaning my son's room, and so I'm going to celebrate with having tea maybe later after my husband gets home, a glass of wine. So climbing was fun. I seem to have leveled up a little bit, which is nice because after Europe this summer, it took me probably about 2 months to kind of get back to where I was before I stopped climbing. And so now I am back where I was and am exceeding where I was and climbing a little bit harder, and it's fun and it wears me out. And then I got a nice meditation in, which was lovely, and I'm done with work for the day, and I've got the whole weekend. We've got, what do we have going on? My son's going to a sleepover tomorrow. Ooh, so maybe I'll get maybe I'll get my husband to take me out to dinner tomorrow night. That would be nice, not to have to cook dinner. And then on Sunday we have a performance. So it's a real kind of simple performance at my husband's university. And it's with some of his students and then some community members, and I'll get to do some singing, which will be fun and low-key. We'll move instruments there and back, and that'll be heavy. But I suppose if I'm paying money to go climb, I can lift instruments and get some exercise in that way and not complain about it too much. So it has been about 3 minutes. So let me pour some of this, and I'll let some steep a little bit longer just to see what I think. Oh, pretty color. That's like a toasty caramel color. It's not too dark. No, it smells good. Oh, I didn't really smell the package. Let me smell that. Ginger. Ginger, and cinnamon. A little bit of cloves. There's not too much cloves. Cinnamon and cloves. Not much ginger, actually. So I am learning that although I do actually really like pumpkin, that when most companies say that something is pumpkin flavored, they mean pumpkin pie spice, which means cinnamon, cloves, and ginger, which is fine in some things, but it's just not, it's not my cup of tea all that much. It's okay. This is a nice cinnamon tea with a bit of clove. Yeah, it's fine. It's a nice kind of snuggle up. I mean, there's been like this month there's been like 3 different cinnamon. There was a cinnamon spice, there was just a cinnamon, and then there was this pumpkin spice, which I would say is basically cinnamon. It's okay. You know, it's cinnamon. It's nice. It doesn't blow me out of the water. It's kind of a nice, like, cuddle up in the evening. Like, I'll take this back downstairs and I'll sit in front of my electric heater and either read my book or watch some Great British Baking Show. And I'll be very happy to sip on this, but it's not something I'm going to go out of my way to buy. So I have a few that I have gone out of my way to buy that I love. I do like, so far with Adagio, I really like their peach oolong. I really like their bonfire. And I really like Chicoricino, I think it's called. And I got another small package of gunpowder to keep testing that out to see if I like that enough to get a big bag of it. But I got a enormous bag of Chicoricino because that's my new like go-to at night. I make just a cup this size. I don't even make the full pot, and I use one of the little basket infusers, one of the clippy round ones. So I use 1 little teaspoon of the Chicoricino in here, and I let it really steep for a long time, sometimes like 10 minutes, and sit, and it's like having a cup of coffee at night after dinner, but without the caffeine. I like the bitter flavor of it. So those are the 3, maybe 4 with gunpowder that I'm so far in love with and kind of can't do without. My bag of Chicoricino is like that big. It's huge. It's and it was not cheap, but I think it will last me a few months, and I am really, really happy with it. And my husband likes it too, so I didn't feel too bad getting a big bag. Might as well, instead of just continuing to buy little bag after little bag after little bag. Not going to complain about a tea like this. It is nice. It's lovely. It's mostly cinnamon. The fact that it's a black tea. So here is I'm not going to complain, except I am going to complain. Here's the one thing for me. A tea like this I want in front of the fire at night, but it's a black tea, so I'm not going to do that. So it means that I am drinking this now at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and that is really late for me to have a black tea. It may mess with my sleep a little bit. So I would not drink this at 7 o'clock at night, which is kind of when I would want it. I would want it after we've eaten dinner and we're relaxing and we're just having kind of a night on the couch, chilling. And I would like a nice spicy cinnamon tea, but because it's black, I'm not going to. Now, I do think they might have a decaf version of this, and that might be nice. I don't know if I'd go out of my way to buy it, but that would be my preference. So, cheers. Let me know if you love cinnamon tea. A lot of people do. A lot of people have the 2 other cinnamon teas that we've had this month. People have raved about. I mean, we all have different taste buds. So, again, one of the most fun things about this tea tasting for me is like, what is my palate? What do I like in tea? And my guess is that will even change over time. There would have been a time in my life when I would never have drank chicory. It would have been way too bitter for me. But as I get older, I appreciate bitter more. I never would have drank coffee in my 20s because if I did drink it, I made it taste like candy. Now I drink black coffee because I just like bitter things more. I guess as your taste buds die, maybe you seek out those more intense flavors. So this is nice, and if you like cinnamon teas, this is a lovely one. Again, it's just called pumpkin spice. I don't get much ginger. I get a little bit of cloves, luckily not too much, so it doesn't make my mouth feel numb. I don't get any kind of, I don't really get, maybe a little bit of cardamom. Maybe a tiny, tiny bit of cardamom. I don't know what marigold flowers taste like. It's been in several of the teas that we've had, but I don't really know what it tastes like. So I can't pick out that flavor yet. Maybe if I keep drinking it, these things with marigold flowers in there, I'll start to pick out what that tastes like. But all right, I hope you guys are having a great Thanksgiving. I think this one may come out. This may be a Thanksgiving tea right around Thanksgiving weekend. So if that is the case, cheers and have a wonderful Thanksgiving.